Live. Give me 1 second. And we are going live across a couple of different platforms. And today we are talking about 10 great tips for great sales conversations. So, okay, we are live. So thanks for joining me today. And today I want to give you 10 great tips for great sales conversations that will give you higher conversion and help you guide you through a sales conversation. So first of all, I guess why I'm coming in to give you this information today is that so a client of mine, through an informal kind of conversation, we got talking about what is a sales conversation. And I had personally been through, so a client who had come to me, I was then signing up with her. And it was just interesting to be on the receiving end of making the decision. So when I first, years and years and years ago, when I first started doing sales conversations, I hadn't a clue of what I was doing. People were ringing me to see if they wanted to work with me. And it ended up turning into like an hour, 2 hour coaching conversations. And over the years, I've got lots of different mentoring from different people on managing sales conversations and just even having sales conversations. So I want to pass on to you today 10 great tips. Okay, so I have my notes here. So, first of all, a sales conversation is just a conversation with someone who is possibly interested in working with you. Do you need to have them? The answer is yes and no. First of all, it's yes if you have higher priced products and services, because often people will want to talk to you and ask you some questions to discover if they want to use your products or services. No, you don't have to have them if you're selling in a different format through your website or through a webinar or anything like that. So it's up to you. But to be honest, I think this is a useful exercise, because at some stage or other, you're going to have conversations with the clients, and it's useful to understand what is that conversation, how do you format the conversation, and how do you guide the conversation. And you're not guiding it to manipulate the conversation, but you're guiding the conversation so it'll be efficient for you, efficient for your client, not wasting time, and you'll get to the real answer. Okay, so that's one. Do you need them? Yes and no, but it's worth understanding how to do them. Tip two. You need to understand that the call needs a format. So a series of questions to help guide you and help guide the client. So in Global Online Stars, which is my signature program, I give the members a sales script. I have created this over the years, and it has become it really has helped me guide me on how I manage my sales calls with clients. So you need a series of questions that will help guide you during your call. You can either have that printed out, you can have it on a notepad, you can have a Google document open, or whichever works for you. Tip 3, you have to relax. I remember when I first started doing sales calls, I was on the call and I was nervous, and I was like, because, depending on where you are, first of all, you're excited perhaps about the outcome that you're getting a new client. You're perhaps nervous of the outcome that you may not get a new client. And part of you really does need to detach and separate and sit back, relax, and basically just allow the call to happen and detach from the outcome of the call. Okay. Tip 4, qualify the client. So when someone books a call with you, it's really important that you qualify the client. So they either fill in some questions, and then you decide if you're going to do the call. If that client is not, yeah, sorry, hang on. So sorry, that was tip 4, qualify the client. If it's not an ideal client, do not do the call. Send them some free resources to help them do whatever you can. But if you do a lot of sales calls that are not your ideal client, you're wasting your time and you're wasting their time. Um, Tip 5, let them talk more than you're talking. I remember when I first started doing sales calls, I ended up coaching and I ended up trying to help people as much as I could on the calls, and really not being of service, because what ended up happening was, there's only so much you can do in one call. So really the purpose of a sales call is to help that client understand if you are a right fit for them and their problem and the solution, right? So that was tip 5. Let them talk more. And how do you do that? What I learned over the years was to sit back in your chair, to sit back and to relax and to, just literally, you know, keep your mouth closed, ask a question and let them speak. Keep your mouth closed, open your ears and really listen. Um, okay. That was tip 5. Tip 6. When someone comes on a sales call, be prepared. Just don't take the call on a whim, or you're somewhere and you're kind of you're either on the phone or you're in the car, or make time that you're sitting at your desk, or it doesn't have to be at your desk, but that you are prepared, that you have space, time, you have your notes or a document open, or that you actually make time for that client because they've made time for you. So energetically, there is a good energy exchange, right? Um, so, sorry, tip 6 is, make time, be prepared, and have your plan, have your questions ready that you're going to guide this client through, have your options ready that you're going to offer to this client. Have your packages and services ready. And if you have any links to send them, for them to sign up, have all of that ready. Do not go on to a sales call not prepared. Tip 7, it's either a yes or a no. And oh yeah, sorry. Tip 7, it's either a yes or no. But what is your job really on this call? Your job on this call is to get to the answer. Now, here's what I've learned is that if someone tells you it's a yes or a no, you may think that's the answer. But sometimes a client needs to understand why they're saying no. Sometimes they don't know themselves. And at the end of this, the end of these 10 tips, I'm going to give you a walkthrough of a sales call. And you'll understand what I mean by that. Okay. So if a client says yes or no, and if they say a no, then trying to help them understand their no is, sometimes you might hear someone say, understand the objections. Why are they saying no? So part of your job is helping the client understand the no, so that you can understand that it's a definite no from you or from them, but that they're saying no for the right reasons. And sometimes a client will say no because they don't fully understand the offer, right? So if you get to understand why it's a no, then you might be able to answer some questions about your offer that might help them really understand the offer. So then they can make an even more informed decision. So I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes a no is not a no. Sometimes a no is I don't understand the offer fully. Sometimes the no is I would really love to do this, but financially I can't now, but I can later. Or the no is I'd love to do this. Can we Can you offer it to me in a different format? Or, so if you just take the no as a no, you're really not fully helping the client, because they may want help in a different way, or they may not understand your offer enough. Okay, I hope you get that, what I'm trying to say there. Tip 8. Every no is a percent of a yes. And what I mean by that is that when you're doing sales calls, and when you get to the stage of where, let's say, you do maybe X number of them a week or X number of them a month, you will begin to understand your conversion rate. So let's just say you do 10 calls and 6 of them are a yes. So you have a 60% conversion rate of those 10 calls. So every no is a percent of a yes. And when you get to understand it like that, you kind of go, when you come off a no, I remember years ago when I first started, if someone said no at the end of a call, oh my God, you'd be so personally offended. And not even personally offended, but you'd be just gutted. Um, and when you begin to reframe the fact that a sales call and a no is not really a no, it's a percent of a yes, then it completely changes how you look at sales calls. Okay, tip 9. So what I've written down here is use a traffic system to get calls booked into your calendar. So what do I mean by that? So how are you going to get people to book calls into your calendar? And so basically, creating webinars, creating blog posts, creating a podcast, creating content, creating something that will help you get calls booked into your system. There's no point having all these tips if you have no calls booked in. Okay. Tip 10. Here we go. Call the call something, so that you can have focus on the call. So when if you don't understand the purpose of the call, then you don't know the questions to ask, right? So you can call the call something, a discovery call to figure out where you're going wrong with your finances, a discovery call to map out your vision, a discovery call to understand your fitness goals. It can be something like that, right? Okay, so they're the 10 tips. So I hope they've been useful. Now, what I want to give you now, as well as a little bonus, is I was discussing on a chat. So basically, I better tell you the backstory, right? So, a client of mine, I helped get her business online, and then I became a client of hers. So when I was signing up to work with her, so it was yoga. So I signed up, then I was using it, then I wasn't using it, and then I was like, gosh, am I going to keep going? I don't know. So I went through this whole conversation with myself. So I shared some of the questions that I had been kind of asking myself, and to help her understand what other people are really going through and what they're understanding, right? So I'm going to read out what I said to her, right? And let me see. So basically, what I gave her was 13 questions that. So you could ask someone, oh, do you want to, so she does a daily yoga ritual, right? And you could say, question 1, do I want a daily yoga ritual? The answer would be yes, I would love it. Question 2, do I want to pay X amount per month? Answer, I haven't used it in the past, or I have used it and then I stopped using it. Is it really worth it to me to pay that? I'm also paying for a gym membership too. Question 3, is having a flexible body that I feel good in worth X amount of money per month? Answer, oh my God, yes. Question 4, is what I'm doing working for me right now for my body? Answer, no. I'm spending twice that yoga amount on physio monthly, and my body is in pain. Question 5, So why don't I really sign up to this yoga? Answer: I will miss the live, so I'm not getting the full value of it. Question 6: if you stopped looking at the class times and started looking at the amazing feeling of doing the class daily, would you sign up? Answer: yes. Question 7: what is really stopping you? Answer: myself. I don't know if I can commit to myself to do it daily. I'm so busy in my day as it is. I'm just worried I wouldn't use it. Blah, 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 blah. Can you see the hamster wheel here? Question 8: so the real issue is you do not give yourself time in your day. Answer: yes. Question 9: why not? I'm so busy with work, kids, family, the house. I feel like I'm constantly going, stressed out, just on, it's where am I meant to fit this in? Question 10: don't you think you deserve to feel calm, stress free, recharged, rejuvenated, and alive? Answer: yes, I would love that, but I'm so used to not giving it to myself. The default answer is, could I really have that for myself? Question 11. So the real question is not about yoga. The real question is to answer first is, do you love yourself enough to deserve a daily yoga ritual? Honestly, the answer probably at the moment is no. Question 12. Would you like to begin to become the person who loves himself enough to enjoy a daily yoga ritual? The answer is hell yes. I would love to become that person. The healthy, flexible CEO whose body looks like how she feels, strong, healthy, flexible, present, in control of her day and leading it the right way, living and enjoying her life. Whew. Question 13. So I ask you again, would you like a daily morning yoga ritual? Oh my God, yes. Where do I sign up? So I just wanted to bring you on that journey. So basically, I give my client this series text because I wanted her to understand um, what goes on in someone's head when they're signing up for something. Sometimes the answer of no, I don't want to do the morning yoga ritual. The answer is layers and layers below that. The answer is, actually, I'd love to become that person, but I don't know if I can do it for myself, you know? And that, when you're answering those questions, you don't even know that that is a layer to your no. So if you help someone get to the real answer of what a no is, you're actually really helping them discover something about themselves. And if at the end, once they've discovered that the no is a no, that's absolutely fantastic. And as I said, every no is a percent of a yes. But once you really understand when you're offering someone your service, your purpose of helping them understand if it's a yes or a no is much deeper than a black and white yes and no. It's actually a gift actually to help someone fully understand what their yes and no means, because you're helping them get to another layer of themselves. So I hope that today's video was useful for you. As I said, in Global Online Stars, my program, we help give you scripts and everything you need for your sales calls. We help you map out setting up your system to gather in people for your sales calls. We help you understand how to qualify clients. And if this was useful for you, go onto my website and book a sales call where we help you map out your vision for your online business. And I'll help you get to the real yes and no of your of your question. So that's it for today. I think that was a bit of a powerful video actually. And hopefully if you're watching this, you've got something really, really useful from it. Give me a comment down below and let me know if this was useful. Let me just see If there's anyone watching this, you can comment on the whichever platform you're on. Um, yeah, so that's it for me today. Powerful, powerful session here. And, just take a look at how you're managing your sales calls. Take a look at how you're doing them, how you're not doing them, and how you're going to do them in the future. Okay, that's it for me. Take care. All the best.